from the Mass State Police, and Beth Dunnigan and Jake McCrindle from my office. We are here this evening to ask for your help and for the public's help. This morning, about 7:15, Malden Police received a 911 call indicating that there had been a robbery and someone had been shot at 51 Fairmont Street in Malden. Specifically, that 911 caller stated that the person had been shot, and the person who had left the scene headed towards Boston Street was an individual named Brian Butler. Police immediately responded, met with that female 911 caller, and who indicated that a woman upstairs in the house had been shot in the head. Police responded into the house, where they located in a bedroom of that home Erin Fitzgibbons, the date of birth of 2/13/91. Ms. Fitzgibbon was a visitor at that home, happened only to be staying at that house. No connection to the events that had taken place. She was transported to Mass General Hospital, and shortly after her arrival was pronounced dead from that gunshot wound. Police in the meantime learned that early this morning, the 50-year-old woman who lived in that house was in her kitchen preparing coffee when suddenly an individual who was known to her appeared at the back door pointing a gun at her. She at first thought that that was a joke, since she knew the individual. When she went over and realized that he was not joking, was attempting to not lock the back door, the individual discharged that gun at least twice, although the gun appears to have malfunctioned in some way, did not fire. But it did in some way break the glass in that back door. The woman began seeking to get out of the house through the front entrance, gathering her husband, who was also in the house, as well as her adult son. All of them made their way safely out to the front porch of the house. They believed that their guest, Ms. Fitzgibbons, had joined them. When they got outside, they heard an additional gunshot coming from inside the house. They also looked up and observed an individual who was known to all three of them as Brian Butler, leaving that house, still clutching the handgun as well as some property that he had taken from the room where Ms. Fitzgibbons was staying. We have obtained a warrant for murder for Mr. Butler, and we are asking for the public's help in locating him at this point. Those are photographs of Mr. Fitzgibbons, who is 30 years of age. He is approximately 6'3". He is a white male, brown hair, brown eyes, weighing approximately 180 pounds. He has, as you can see, at least two distinctive tattoos. One is on his right forearm. It appears to be the name Jaden. And the other is on his left leg, appears to be a Celtic cross. Turn it over to the chief with respect to the community response.
Sure, thank you, Marion. You know, police officers come to work every day to protect lives and save lives. Despite those best intentions and the greatest efforts, there are times when we are called to times where people lose their lives. This was one of those mornings, and when those things happen, it's the responsibility of police officers, members of the Malden Police Department, State Police, and the District Attorney to investigate those incidents and bring people to justice. Justice is a difficult word to apply when a family member loses a loved one. That's happened today. But we continue on our efforts to seek evidence. We ask for people to help us. We ask people if they have any information about this crime or the whereabouts of the wanted person to notify us. And I want to thank the District Attorney. I want to thank the State Police for their help as always in working with us, and I want to assure the community that we continue on our mission to protect and serve, that this incident was isolated. We do not believe it was a random act. That neighborhood is safe. We will continue our patrol activity, and again, I want to assure the public that we are out there protecting and serving, and we ask for your help and your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We'll take a few questions.
Marion, how was this fella, how did he know this family? What's the connection there?
Our understanding at this early stage is he was a friend, acquaintance of their adult son and had visited the home on several occasions.
Okay.
you know the relation between the victim who was staying in the house and the family that lives there?
Friend.
Friend?
Mhm.
So to be clear, the family knew him and knew the friend, but those two did not?
We do not believe there to be any connection. We have no reason to believe that Ms. Fitzgibbons is anything other than tragically in the wrong place at the wrong time, when the allegation at this point is when Mr. Butler entered that room to take some property that he was seeking to rob
Did he
from
know
the
that-
family.
Did he know there was certain property in that room?
We believe that he had been in that room before and had knowledge about the property, yes.
Can you say what was
Is that why he
taken?
came there? Was that his motivation? He came to rob the house at gunpoint?
Well, what we know is he arrived at the back door with a gun early in the morning. So we believe that this was intended to be a robbery, yes.
Can you say what was taken?
No, we're not commenting on that at this point.
Where is this fella known to hang out? What do we know about him?
We know that he's last was staying at a house in 6 Vaughn Street, Vaughn, in Everett.
One neighbor told us that there was a big bang on his door this morning, and he believes it was the person that police were looking for. Can you confirm that he went to a neighbor's house and ran, knocked on the door, and then got in a car?
What we are confirming is that the family whose house was broken into did see him leaving, go down the driveway, and leave in a car. I don't have any information about the other person.
Do you think he woke the victim up? Is that what happened? And she fought back? Do you have any idea what happened in that room?
Well, what we know is the 3 other adults were making, there was commotion, obviously, glass breaking. The other 3 adults were making their way through the apartment. They believed that Ms. Fitzgibbons heard them or knew enough to be coming out with them. So presumably, she was making some effort to find out what the commotion was at 7:15 in the morning.
Was there somebody waiting for him in the car, or did he drive the car away?
We're not commenting on that at this point.
But he's the only person you're looking for?
Right now, we have a warrant for only Mr. Butler, yes. Yes. This is, and I cannot emphasize this enough, regardless of what the intention was or the property that was to be taken, this was the shooting and killing of Miss Fitzgibbons in a bedroom, presumably rising from sleep, who was completely unconnected to the events that had taken place and what was happening in that house.
She's just in the wrong place at the
Wrong
time.
place, tragically, wrong place, wrong time, yes. Yes. So we are grateful for your help. We are hoping that the public will see this and that someone will provide us information. Thank you.
Sorry, one more question. Do we know where the victim is from?
Everett.
Everett, thank you.
Chief, do you think he knew the victim? Did he know the victim in addition to the son? Or
There's really nothing that indicates that. It's more that
he didn't come looking for her? He knew the family. He was looking to steal. He was looking to steal
It looks
something.
like he knew the other three better. Yeah.